Hey everybody, Mike Iaconelli here for Bass University TV. I want to talk to you today about a category of jigs that I'm absolutely in love with, and they're called swim jigs. You can see by my box, I love these things. I always carry them with me. In fact, in my career, I won the 1998 Wrangler Federation National Tournament. The very beginning of my career, the technique I used to win on the Red River was swimming a jig. I want to talk to you today about it. A swim jig is a super versatile way to power fish, especially to power fish through cover. It will for sure work 4 seasons out of the year, but when it's hot, when it's post-spawn through early fall, that summertime period, a swim jig is at its best. The beauty of a swim jig to me is it's kind of twofold. The one is it's power fishing, so you can cover a tremendous amount of water. It's weedless, it's snagless. The way we're going to rig it with that fiber guard, we can fish it through any form of cover. But the real beauty, the second part of why this bait is so good, is that it is a subtle way to get the fish to react. You know, so many of the power fishing, reaction style baits that we fish are noisy and flashy and have rattles and vibration. Think about it, a crankbait, noisy, a spinnerbait, flashy with blades, a vibration jig, chatterbait style lure, big cluttery, lot of vibration and movement. But a swim jig is opposite of that. A swim jig is subtle and it's quiet and it's got small movements. No rattles, no metal, no blades. It's kind of a quiet reaction bait, and its ability to fish through cover is unbelievable. You know, again, swim jigging to me is a power fishing technique, so I'm going to cover a lot of water. And what I like to do with the swim jig is what I call dissect the cover. And if you look ahead of us, very typical area that I would throw this bait. We've got lily pad fields all ahead of us. But keep in mind, I'm going to dissect these pads. And as I look and scan these pads, I see areas that become focal points for my cast. And you know, as you scan these pads, you see areas where the pads make points. There's one right here in front of us. That's a key target for the swim jig in that cast. If we look over a little bit more this way, we see a hole or a lane in the pads, another typical spot. So as I go through these pads, I'm power fishing, I'm covering a lot of water, but I'm really trying to dissect the different parts of these pad fields. Again, this is a subtle bait. It isn't a noisy bait, so I want to make long casts, and I'm actually going to bring the swim jig directly through all these key focal spots. One of the biggest things that you need to do on every cast with a swim jig, and listen to me, this is so important in this technique, is you want to contact the cover. I don't care what kind of cover you're fishing. If it's pads, if it's wood, it's trees, it's docks, if it's shopping carts, if it's trash mats, I don't care what it is. You always want that swim jig to come in contact with the cover. Actually bump into the cover. Don't be afraid. It's weedless, it's snagless. We're using that jig head that's conical with the vertical line tie. It's going to come right through that cover. So on every cast, I want to make that cast past my target. I'm going to go past that point in the pads, and I'm going to swim it through. I'm going to keep my rod at about the 2 o'clock rod position, and I'm going to just swim it through these cover targets. And I'm purposely making this bait run into the pads. And the interesting thing is that every time it hits the pads, it's going to change direction, and a lot of your bites are going to come on that. Again, this is subtle. As this thing comes through the water, it's moving in a straight line. The only thing really moving that jig
Welcome to Bass University TV, an online video training course where you'll learn champion bass fishing techniques from pro anglers Pete Glusek, Mike Iaconelli, and their talented special guests. From on the water to in the classroom, you'll learn sound techniques and strong fundamental bass fishing skills. Watch hours of video content on multiple topics at your own pace for a low monthly fee. Cancel at any time. Information is power in the sport of fishing, so learn from the very best. Subscribe to Bass University TV today.